Welcome back to the Advanced Selling Podcast, the longest running sales training podcast. Bill Caskey.
Bryan Neal.
We are really glad you're here today. And we're happy you're here every week. We release every Monday. For those of you who have just joined our community, welcome and Happy New Year to everybody. Here we are.
You can tell we're talking really loudly. We've decided 2021 we're going to talk loud.
Speak a lot loudly. We're going to enunciate our words more.
Changing the tone. We're going to speed it up. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We're not.
So welcome to all you new listeners and also to the older people who are
Happy
listening.
New Year, Bill.
Seasoned people. Happy New Year to you, too.
It's good to be here. Still.
It is good.
Post 2020. Now, what the funny thing is with 2020, I was like, I can't wait till 2020 ends. And then January 1st, the news is going to say on 2021, COVID spikes record highs. Like, oh my God, 2021 sucks,
again,
right?
yeah.
It's like, come on, people. Come on.
Expect nothing. Be ready for anything.
This is true.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit pre-show about our fondness for certain nut varieties, if you will, right?
Coming out of the holidays, you have a lot of
Pecans,
nuts. And,
walnuts, those sorts of things, correct?
yes.
And I don't know if you follow. So there's kind of a trend right now for iconic old brands that have fallen by the wayside reemerging under new leadership.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember the iconic brand as we traveled around the United States on the highway system of Stuckey's.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember Stuckey's and the pecan log roll?
Is it? Did Stuckey's
So here's the
exit?
deal.
Are they out
You know
of
what?
business?
We should have her. Stephanie Stuckey, I think, is about my age. I'm not going to date her, but she's or date her age.
Good thing. That's probably a good thing since you're married.
Yeah, would
and
you
she
let
probably is
Stephanie
too.
Neal know that I'm not going to date her? So anyway, if you don't follow Stephanie Stuckey, you should. And so the younger generation will have no idea what we're talking about. But when I was a kid, my grandparents would drive to Florida on highways, and they would come home, and they would bring me Stuckey's log rolls home, pecan log rolls with like this nougat. And they were so good. And every time I saw
cheese?
that Stuckey's, well, they had cheese
They
too,
had
I think.
cheese
But
too, yeah.
these log rolls were so good. Well, she is, I think, third generation. And she is trying to, revitalize her family's brand.
Wow.
And she is brilliant on LinkedIn. Brilliant. She is on all the time now working to revitalize her brand. I just think it's a great story. But she did a whole thing about the nuts that they use and how they select them and all this stuff. So
Wow.
if for the elders listening, they'll all remember Stuckey's.
Oh, yeah.
For the newbies, go follow Stephanie Stuckey. It's Stuckey. And I just love what she's doing. Based in Atlanta, Georgia, and they're just trying to bring that brand back. And I'd love for the kids to go see what a pecan log roll is from Stuckey's. We should probably have her on.
It
She's
was
done a
like
great job.
it was the pre-Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
It was before Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel.
She's third generation CEO.
pulled a lot
She's
of
just
their
doing such a great job.
Yeah.
Revitalizing that brand. But so they're very nut oriented, and she did a whole big thing about pecans and all this jazz. She's a lawyer too, by the way. She's a really smart person, obviously. But
lawyer slash pecan lover.
The pecan log roll at Stuckey's is a family fave. Family fave. Absolutely love it. And they do boiled peanuts down south. I'd love for some of our southern listeners to chime in on what's special about boiled peanuts.
Well, they're still open, right?
Stuckey's
is
they're all
still
over the place.
open.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What she's doing, she's road tripping, and she's highlighting it on social media, and she's going to all these
That's
locations.
great.
She's really great. I'm really impressed with her.
Hey, did you hear, changing topics a little bit, but staying in the social media world, did you hear about the guy from Sherwin-Williams?
No.
Who, I don't know what location, he's at the retail paint shop, and he was doing TikTok videos of him mixing paint and him mixing different colors.
Yes, and he got the famous, and they fired him.
And he had 1.2 million people following him on TikTok. Sherwin-Williams found out about it. They fired him.
Oh, my God, Sherwin-Williams.
What?
Are you kidding me? They should have given him a raise, promoted him to senior content manager. If I were their competitor, I'd gobble him up so fast it's not even funny.
Doug Carr, who you know,
Yes.
actually said, why doesn't Behr or one of the other paint companies hired this guy? Because the guy's proven and he can take it. I mean, he's already got the people. He doesn't have to build it again.
Why did they fire him? Maybe there's I don't want to judge that.
Yeah, no,
there might
that's
be some
true.
Backstory
He could have been
stealing
told not to
paint
do
or something.
it.
Yeah, but still, you got to look at that differently. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a good thing. So, wow, it's crazy.
So topic
Crazy
today.
topic, yep.
Yep. We have grown weary of episodes at the first of the year who tell you to create some New Year's business resolutions. We are weary of that. We've done that a lot, probably every year for the last 14 years. We're not going to do that this year. We are going to tell you what your New Year's resolutions should be.
I love this.
And we know that if you follow them, we don't care whether you like them or not.
No. You don't get a choice.
You will
to
not
like them.
No,
I
can actually
you don't get a choice to like them. You just have to do them.
You just have to do them. And you need to do them for 30 days.
Minimum.
Until which time, minimum, but until which time they become habits. We all know that habits take 30 to 47 days. So let's just say 60 days. You got to do these. And whether you like them or not, you will grow to like them because they will do something for you that your other resolutions have not done.
Love it.
So that's our pretext for today. Brian's got 3. I've got 3. Here's our suggestion. Pick 5.
That's it.
So you can skip one, pick 5.
Yeah, right. You can delete one. And I would tell you too, so we started talking about this initially, like, okay, let's talk to people about how to stick to their New Year's resolutions. And we're like, screw that. We're going to give you your New Year's resolution. Because everyone's like, lose weight, make that.
You pay us a lot of money every week. For the podcast. I mean, to be your coaches.
Yes. I mean, how much money? I mean, you think of all the monetary investment you make listening to this podcast. Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll make your head spin. You should get something for that, I think. They do listen to the time as a give.
Speaking, I forgot. Can I go back real quick?
Sure, of course.
We got
back to the
email.
Nuts?
No.
I know where you're going.
We actually got an email, and I want to read it here. We read an email from a person from, I think, Sweden, maybe? Yeah, Sweden. And they signed their name /Tom. We did it a couple of weeks ago, and the question was about how do we keep the flame alive with prospects, maybe where there's there's inactivity. And we made fun of his name because he put /Tom. And so he sent us a note back, says, guys, super helpful episode. Great ideas in there, which was exactly what I was after. Much appreciated. All the best. Keep up the great work. Signed, /McSlashface.
That's good. Is that what he said?
/McSlashface. And sometimes people, when we make fun of people, they don't like it. But /McSlashface, a.k.a. /Tom.
/Tom. He's our version of Slash.
Yeah.
From Guns N' Roses.
I like that.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to go first on the New Year resolution? You go first.
Just what Bill said. You have to do these things. These are your New Year's resolutions. Here it is, January 4th, 2021. You have to do these things, as Bill said, minimum 30 days, likely longer. Ready? These are mine are pretty tactical. Number 1, I will make unsolicited introductions between 2 people from my network once per week for 50 out of 52 weeks of 2021. I'm going to make unsolicited introductions. That means that I know 2 people in my network who I think would benefit from knowing each other, and without them asking me to, I'm going to introduce them. This is feeding my network. I've got to put myself in play. I've got to give to my network. This is the way to do it. 1 a week. I'll give you 2 weeks off for vacation, 50 out of 52. You make 50 introductions next year for others. I guarantee karmically that will come back to you threefold.
So that's the why. Because there'll be a karmic.
There is. And it's free, but it's free of this. There's no strings.
There's no strings.
I promise you it will come back. If you put strings on it, it won't. You're right. If you put I'm going to give you one, you better give me one. If you do that, it won't come back.
So if I know like a graphic designer and she or he is really good, I might send them to you, introduce you, because they might need, but don't make the assumption that they need training and coaching and you need graphic. It's just, both are good people. You need to meet each other.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You're both good people. You need to know each other. Yep. That's it.
Okay.
1 a week, 50 out of 52 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks off the year starting January 4th this week.
I mean, what? That'll take 5 minutes?
Less. Okay. Especially once you do it a couple times.
Okay. So I don't have the time is not an excuse for any of these, actually. Maybe one of mine, but you just got to find the time. Okay. Yep. Here's my first one.
Let's do it.
I want you to, every evening, before you go to sleep, as you're going to bed, if you're walking up to your room, I want you to make a list of 3 things you're grateful for every day.
Yes, please.
3 things. Could be 3 people, 3 relationships, 3 successes. You might have failed miserably, but learned something that day in the failure, and so the lesson is what you're grateful for. 3 things every day, not 100, not 12, not 6, 3. If you're already doing this and your focus is on 7 to 10 things, then don't back down to 3. But if you're not doing it, which I suspect not many people are, because it's still it's a practice. It's part of the practice of growing yourself and discovering yourself and allowing you to appreciate yourself. And whatever you're grateful for, I think expands. I think Bryan believes the same thing.
Totally.
So 3 things every night, weekends too. What were you grateful for of the day that just passed?
That is beautiful. And in every crappy day, you'll find 3 things. In every day, you'll find 3 things. Big or small. That's wonderful. Really good. Okay, my next one. Ready? Mm-hmm. I will schedule 1 personal development day per month, 12 total for the year. If you want to bunch them up, you can, but you need to carve out time. So the first action on this one is you go to your calendar right now. Most people's calendars aren't full right now for the year. Mm-hmm. Most of them are not. Salespeople, your calendar is not full. You'd love it to be, but it's not. So you have some space to target a personal development day. And you put them on there, and you put personal development day, and it's clean. It's basically like taking a PTO day. And you can do with that day whatever you want as long as it's something building and growing for you. You can go to a seminar thing. You can go to a webinar. You can go take exercise class and read and think. You can go to, get a couple of smart people and have a masterminds brainstorming session, something that's a personal development day, but it's marked on your calendar, personal development day. So if you're doing this one right, you go ahead and schedule these out. They're already marked on your calendar this week for the rest of the year. 12 personal development days.
That's what I'm going to do. I like this one.
Yeah.
I like this one because I think on that day it could be a mixture of things. This is not you sitting around drinking scotch all day, although it might start that way. Scotch and milk is always one of my favorites back in my 20s.
Back in the day.
I hated scotch.
Scotch and milk. Scotch is
That's
awful.
An old. Oh, I hate
the worst hangover I've ever had was my high school best friend. Elementary school best friend. We were like in our early 20s, and we thought we were fancy pants drinking scotch. Oh my God, this is horrid.
I haven't had anything for many years.
Right,
but if somebody gave me like a get out of jail free card,
a 1 day pass,
1 day pass, knowing that nothing would happen, that they said you had to drink scotch all day, I'd say no thanks.
No thanks.
I'll live a sober life.
I'll stick with the iced tea. Thank you. That's good. That says a lot about scotch.
That's true. Okay.
Personal day. Okay.
Personal day. So what are you recommending on that day? So you mentioned seminar, webinar. I love your idea of a group. I bet you could get 5 or 6 people who care about you and you care about not just buddies, but people in your business or colleagues and say, look, once a month, I'd like to do a couple-hour session. I think you probably have people all over that.
Yes. I loved what you said. The day should be lots of different things. So an example of a good personal development day, so I work up and I go to an exercise class that maybe I don't normally go to, or I get a personal trainer. Then I go meet with my priest or my pastor.
Yeah.
And then I do this thing you're talking about. And then I go read this afternoon or watch some YouTube videos that are all self-development, growth sorts of things. But the whole day is around feeding yourself is the idea.
Love that.
With a lot of variety, too.
That would be a day you would look forward to.
Oh, my gosh,
month.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And you plan it. You have to plan it. That's the thing. People are like, well, I got it marked off. I don't know what to do. You do these things we're telling you about. You just plan it. Go to your therapy session. Go see your therapist that day. Go see your therapist, your pastor. Get your friends together.
Go to a meditation.
Go to a meditation class.
Totally. They're all over.
Yeah, all that stuff for personal development and growth.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, here's my number 2.
Yep.
And this is similar. I mean, it looks like we're kind of hovering around this personal exploration and development.
Yeah.
But I said just a daily journal. Now, I said daily-ish journal because I know journaling is hard for people. But if you can do this 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, just write a paragraph about what you noticed about yourself for the day, what you really appreciated about somebody. Again, this is not gratitude. The gratitude list is just 3 things, just bump, bump, bump. This is requires a little bit more thought.
Yes.
And the whole idea of journaling, as I understand it, I'm doing more of it, the whole idea of journaling is to get your thoughts out of your head so that you can examine them in the third person. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't, then it becomes I. So let's say that I screwed up a relationship, or I made I got angry at somebody.
Yep.
So if you don't get that out into a journal, it's me that got angry. I got angry at Bryan today.
Yeah.
And technically, it wasn't you that got angry at Bryan. It was your thinking that commandeered your actions, and the thinking got away from itself and resulted in you getting mad at Bryan. So we want to start to separate the thinking from who you are. The way you do that is to get it out of your head and write it on paper. I was thinking really scarcely today, and I got scared, and I got irritated with Bryan, and I need to call him tomorrow and get okay with that. Even if that's all you write, at least it's now out and you can see it versus it getting congested in here.
Yes.
So that's the journaling idea.
Torso.
Your torso.
We'll call it your torso.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Your torso. By the way, our good friend, a friend of the show,
Bob Ross,
sports psychologist Chris Carr, says hello.
Oh.
So Chris Carr is a sports psychologist that Bill and I have been acquaintances with for a long time, and he is now full-time sports psychologist in-house at the Green Bay Packers.
Is he really?
Yep. And I had the Packers game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, they were here
yesterday.
Yeah, but a few weeks ago I had him up in Green Bay and got a chance to talk to him and reconnect. And his number one prescription for the pro athletes that he coaches, and think who he coaches. The Green Bay Packers are a pretty good organization.
Pretty good.
Is journaling. He's a huge proponent of journaling, and these are young pro athletes, in their 20s. And he said you'd be amazed at how many of them raise their hand and say, "I want more from Dr. Carr." And this is the journaling because it allows them to express these feelings that they've got inside.
Yeah, the other coach makes them run line laps.
Totally.
Dr. Carr makes them journal. I want more of him.
Yeah. This guy yells at me all the time when I make mistakes. He's really accepting. He just makes me write it down. Can I just write down? I just didn't want to block that guy. He's bigger
Chris
than I am.
is like, they really like the process. No, they don't. No, that's true.
That's great, though. But he says hello. He asked if we were still hanging out doing this podcast and working together. And I said, absolutely. So
Chris hasn't spoken to me since I interviewed him about,
on your podcast?
6 or 7 years ago. I don't know what it was for. I don't know, but I went up to his office. We had it all set up, and I had everything set, and he had the mic, and I had the mic. And his mic didn't work literally. You couldn't hear anything. I got out of there. I was really proud. We had a great talk. I got nothing. And I called him back, said, I got nothing. He goes, well, it's too bad. Well, I'm not going to do it again. No.
He's not that way.
He was very open. We just never did it again. So I'm glad to hear he's awesome.
Doing great. Yeah, full-time Green Bay Packers. Let's see. Okay, here's my last one. Very tactical, very doable. This is trying to get you out there. Part of your New Year's resolution for 2021 is I will host one knowledge event per quarter. 4 per year, and I'm going to be the inviter. So what this to me is you as the sales expert, you as the knowledge expert in your industry, inviting clients and or prospects to some knowledge event once per quarter. What is the knowledge event? The best way to do this is to go poll the audience of your clients and say, what are the things this first quarter that are most troubling to you that you'd want to get insight from your peers about? And someone says, it's how am I going to handle work from home in the first quarter now or something, whatever. So you're going to think, I've got other clients with that. You're going to invite people to something. You're going to host a knowledge-based event 4 per year, once per quarter. Again, first step, schedule them.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So you're getting people there by reaching out personally, email, LinkedIn, variety of ways.
Yep. And in this endeavor, I say don't. It doesn't have to be 500 people.
No.
It could be 10. It could be 5. It could be 20.
Yeah.
The main thing is that you do it, that you be the one that brings people together. Bring people together in a community. That's what that is. That's what it's the primary purpose.
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk says if you want to be popular, host the party.
Yeah, totally. That's it. Yeah,
instead of always going to somebody else's party.
Yeah, if you want to be the most popular kid in high school, is the kid who hosts the party. Kurt Tillman. Do you have your guy in high school? Kurt Tillman was my guy. He's an optometrist in Evansville. Lots of damage done to his parents' house growing up. They were never around. The party was always at Tillman's house.
But they loved him.
Yeah. That's right. Kurt Tillman.
LinkedIn events would be a good, I know we've talked about this before, and we've talked about it in some of the insider work that we're doing for our insider group. But LinkedIn events a good place to start there because it's a real easy process. There is a problem with it in terms of getting email addresses, but you'll have to research that a little bit. But overall, if you are serious about LinkedIn and you have a lot of followers and have a good tribe, that's where I would begin this thing.
Yes,
you're going to have to really find a Zoom platform or GoToMeeting or MS Teams, but they don't provide the platform, but they'll provide the access to your tribe so you can invite them in the write-up and people can register, etc. That's how I would do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
My final one here, I'll do it real quick, is leverage your knowledge by producing something once a week. Leverage your knowledge. So you have knowledge, you have experience in your business. You got to leverage that.
Yes.
Once a week, you either need to be shooting a video, writing an article, crafting, creating something. Be creative. Pull away from The Crown long enough on Netflix, that is. My wife's making me watch The Crown. It's a...
Your wife's letting you watch The Crown.
I didn't say letting. I said make. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I actually do enjoy it. And
sure you do.
No, I do. And Gillian Anderson, you know who Gillian Anderson is? She was on.
I'm
what was she
horrible at
on,
these
Travis? Gillian Anderson was on David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson.
Back hang on.
10 years ago.
Oh my gosh! Don't say it. It is X-Files.
X-Files,
right?
Yeah. She is that person.
Oh, yeah,
But she
she's
now
awesome.
plays Margaret Thatcher in The Crown, and she is unbelievable.
Is
You
she?
would not even, you wouldn't recognize her. Once I said it to my wife, she goes, "Oh, I
Yeah,
see
she
it
was
now,"
awesome.
but you don't see it. But
What was
she
her
is-
name? She had a cool name in X-Files. Her name, Scully. Scully.
That's right.
Smoking Man. Remember Smoking Man? Smoking
That was
Man.
a great. That was a
Oh
great
my
show.
gosh, we loved X-Files.
Anyway, so find something that is in your knowledge bank that you can create and post once a week. I don't care what it is, but I do care that it's once a week. You're going to start off rough, and by the 5th or 6th week, you'll start to see your voice happen. It'll start to become easier, but you've got to do it. That's 52 weeks, but start for the first month. Do it every week and just see how you do.
Awesome. Love it.
All right.
That's a good episode right there. If you don't do any of that stuff, shame on you.
You're crazy, man.
Shame on you.
You're crazy.
And we even let you out of it. You pick 5 out of the 6. Just go do them. And don't worry about the how many stay. Just do these things. Just do them. They're not hard. They are not hard
at all.
They are not hard. All of them are doable. If you do these, you'll wake up January 4th, 2022 and go, man, I'm glad I did all that stuff Bill and Bryan made me. What a great year.
No, what you'll say is, you'll say, man, I had the most awesome 2021. I have no idea where I got these things, but I've been doing these 5 things. But for the life of me, I can't figure out who's weird.
Where did these things come from?
I think I came up with it. I think
it's
created
from that podcast that I pay for once a week, right? Is that where it came from? Anywho.
All right. Have
that's
a
it.
great 2021.
Yep. Cheers. Bye.